Hello, I'm back. It's me, Elaine. You can find me on Ravelry as Elaine Max Seb. You can find me on Instagram as Elaine Tom. And you can find my hand-dyed yarn on Etsy as Nabi Wool Studio and here on YouTube. And I think this is episode 32. It's going to be short. It's raining. It's actually pouring most of the time. And so it's a little dark, but it seems to be okay over here by the window. So I think this is episode 32. I have tried to record this about 4 times now over the past few weeks. And hopefully this one will actually go out. So let's start with some FOs. I have 3 here, and 2 of them you've seen on Instagram recently. This is the Harvester from Jen Steingass, and the light here is bad and is wrinkled now from being folded. This is the new one from Jen Steingass, and I used Blacker Yarns, the Cornish Sport, I believe, and that was a birthday yarn from several years ago from Blacker Yarns, and I don't think they seem to do it anymore. This year I don't remember seeing a birthday yarn, but basically I have been buying the birthday yarn for years and always enjoy whatever the special one is. And then the contrast colors here, I decided to do something different from the things that I was seeing. I try not to look at other people's test knits because I would like to create something from my own vision of something and not seeing or being influenced by other knitters and other testers. Usually I have a hard time overlooking what the designer has done, but I feel my job as a test knitter is to find something different and to show you that you can take the design and make it all your own somehow, or see it differently. So I decided to go with 3 color rows, and I do have to admit that basically I'm usually one of the last few people to finish test knits because I have a pretty huge schedule, and that's all self-imposed. But so I did see some posts about other test knitters, and they were really beautiful, and I thought, how am I going to do something better or different or give other people choices if they already have these beautiful things to look at? So it was added pressure to come up with something for myself. That's not to say that I'm creating something better or whatever. I'm just saying, for me, what can I do to add to this collection of beautiful knits? So I decided that 3 colors was the way for me, and now they're cleaning the outside. I'm sorry about the noise. So that's what I did, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So did I say the contrast yarn was Hey Mama Wolf Mokash? So it's a little bit lighter than the main, but I think it still worked out well. So that's the new one from Jen Steingass, the Harvester. Then I also showed this on Instagram also, and this is Antique Filigree from Rachel Billsley, Unwind Knitwear. Sorry again, it's all wrinkled. So the main color is Filcolana Saga, and then I use Blacker Yarns Breeds. Manatee is the first one, and then I use Brooklyn Tweed Veil. So I marled the Manatee into the parchment, and then the parchment into Arabesque, and then back to marling it with the parchment, and then to the Blacker Yarns. So it's Filcolana, Blacker, and Brooklyn Tweed Veil. And Brooklyn Tweed Veil is discontinued. But what I did was take my lace weight yarns, which I admit that I bought when I was first starting to knit. I don't really buy much lace now, except for mohairs. And to make use of it, I decided to create my own color changing yarn by gradating it myself and controlling it myself how it changes. So that's that. And then something that's releasing this weekend in a few days is the hydrangea. I'm not going to show you more, but that's from Eleanor Mortensen. And I do believe I showed this much of it, at least on Instagram. So the mane is Issachar tweed. Then the little like off-white specks are also Issachar tweed. Then this is the Hey Mama Wolf Mokosh, Blacker Yarns, and Dublin Dye from Ireland, yarn that I bought way back. And also that gold specks are also from Hey Mama Wolf Mokosh. So that's that. And you will see the finished on Saturday, I believe it's coming out. And there are 3 color rows on this, as in the pattern, not created by myself. Basically, I think where the big flower is only. So it is a few rows you have to get through. And sometimes it goes fast and sometimes it doesn't. I have to say, lately I've been doing 3 color rows more often, so it's becoming more standard for me, I guess, in a way. So it's getting a little bit easier, and I've figured out how to hold things with my hands a little bit better to create a steadier rhythm, sort of, sometimes. So then my only whip that I'm showing now, as my sweater avalanche is happening, is my Snow Bloom. This is a new design from Jen Steingans. I'm not quite sure when it's releasing, but I'm guessing soon. The test knit is due in a couple of weeks, so it will be coming out soon. She did hers with Bichet Bouche, Le Petit Lambswool, and she was asking for a gauge of 22, and I have that yarn in my stash actually, but I bought them in kits, so they are assigned to certain projects that I still never have gotten to. But for me, that would be too holy, and I don't really like knits that are too see-through or too holy. I like denser knits, but denser knits, of course, are much harder on my hands, and that happened here. So the gauge was 22, and I decided to go with the Gray Sheep Company, and this yarn is old enough that it was still called the Little Gray Sheep. So it's a British DK. And then I held it with Nutiden and Knitting for Olive Mohair. So I did start off getting gauge, but as I was going, it was creating much too much work for my hands. And I decided that I liked the colors together, and you're not really seeing it true in this video, but I decided to just go with it, even though I knew that it was gonna start getting a bit oversized. And I did try it on recently just to see what it looked like, and it's big, but it's okay. I am kind of playing yarn chicken, so I only have this much left. I still have the rest of the sleeves and the hem to do, and I decided that wherever each ends up is going to be okay, because I have no other choice. And I guess if I had time, I would have ripped out the sleeves and make them narrower so that they can be longer, but for now it's going to be okay. And I think I want to make it for the deadline, and I think it will be very, very nice regardless. And it ended up looking very festive to me. It's the perfect pictures or motif and color for this time of year. So I do have other whips that are in the works, but right now I'm not gonna go over it because I want to keep this one a little bit shorter. And so yeah, I think I will definitely have at least 54, 55 finished sweaters this year. I should have more according to the testnet schedule, but I'm not quite sure how I managed to do that many because they didn't seem to go that fast for me, but I guess that makes more than one a week, and somehow I guess it happened. Obviously, with the heavier weights, it's faster for me, but I did have a lot of fingering weight sweaters too. A lot of them were sleeveless, which also makes a big difference, but I guess it's been a productive year. This is like super, super short. I do know that you guys want to hear about my needles, the way I store them, and what needles I have and which I use and what I recommend. I will do that in a future episode, and hopefully maybe in 2024, which is running towards the end right now, so I'm not sure how much I can fit that in. I'm also going away for Christmas, so we'll see how that all works out. But I wanted to put an episode out just to say I'm here and to say hello, and that reading the comments is really, really I really appreciate all the time that everybody puts into coming here, watching, and making a comment. And I guess that also helps with getting more people to see my podcast and getting it out there. The other thing I also wanted to bring up, which I forgot to say, was while I was doing this, I was also playing a game of Yarn Chicken with the manatee color from Blacker Yarns. And what I ended up doing to make sure that it was not going to be a complete disaster is towards the end, I did not hold it double like I did for the rest of it. So I kind of made it like a gradual fade almost, even though, it doesn't really fade that much, but it is lighter, so there is a gradation to it. And I did end up having 2 grams left, which I guess is sort of plenty. But while I was doing the second sleeve, I was getting very nervous and thought, I'm going to have to figure out either if I go in earlier and rip out the second one in what I held double here to give me a few more meters. But I had enough to get through the end. So I was really happy with that. But anyway, please comment, please like, please subscribe if you're not subscribed here, and tell your friends to watch. And I hope that if I do not get back here before the end of the year, that you have a great rest of 2024 and good holidays and a great start to the new year, 2025. And we'll talk soon. Bye.